Hey, what's going on, guys? It's Jordan from Poke Australia here. I just want to quickly apologize for the lack of content that's gone out on the past week. There hasn't been a video in about a week's time. That's because I went to the Sydney and Canberra Regional Championship, so I didn't get back until Monday night, and I kind of rested Tuesday because it's like a 12-hour drive back home. So I was a bit off on Tuesday, Wednesday. Today's Friday that I'm recording this, going up on the Saturday. So it's just been, I don't know, I haven't been feeling it. I've been a bit tired, a bit sick since the trip back. But I'm back. I'm going to try and start to upload daily-ish content. So without further ado, let's get into today's video. G'day everyone and welcome back to Poke Australia. I am Jordan Bamford and today we're going to be taking a look at this Greninja Break deck. Greninja Break was a card printed in the Breakpoint set. It's a very strong Pokemon with the ability Giant Water Shuriken, which allows us to drop a water energy from our head to our discard pile to put 60 damage counters onto any Pokemon. The only catch is this Greninja has to be in the active position, but through the help of this Greninja over this away, this one here, which has a free retreat cost, you can put the active Greninja Break in there, use the Giant Water Shuriken, retreat into the bench Greninja Break and do it again, so allowing you to do 120 damage before you attack. Now this Greninja also has some very nice attacks on its own. Shadow Stitching is really good, it does 40 damage, and then basically has the Hex Maniac ability, where no abilities are present for your opponent's next turn, so they can't use any abilities. It's also got the Moonlight Slash attack, which is probably the main attack we're going to be using, which does 60, and it allows us to return a water energy from this Pokemon to our hand to do an extra 20 damage, meaning it would do 80. So if you've got the Breakout, you can do 60 damage with that, but just by dropping a water energy, then using Moonlight Slash for 80 damage, meaning you can hit for 140 damage in one turn. But there's a lot of other things that can help you hit for these higher numbers. As I said, retreating into another break, put another 60 anywhere. We also play one copy of this Water Shuriken Greninja. Now with this we can also drop a water energy from our hand and put 3 damage counters onto opponent's Pokemon. This one's a little bit different. It doesn't have to be in the active position. With this, combined with what I said earlier, you can hit for 170 damage in your when you get this thing into play, when you get all this set up. And looking at this lineup, you might be thinking that it's going to take some time, but honestly it doesn't really matter. With cards like Wally and this Frogadier right here, you can get this deck set up as soon as possible. Now for some reason PTCG has been really buggy with the whole zooming up in cards. It's not really working too well. So this is the Frogadier I speak of. It's got the Water Duplicates attack, which allows us to search for 3 Frogadier and put them onto our bench, allowing us to, in potentially our first turn, get 4 Frogadier out, which is crazy. Such a crazy attack, just allowing you to accelerate this quickly is insane. We then also play 4 Froakie. Some people choose to play 3. I just prefer having 4. It just means it's likely going to be our starter, which is great. It's got this bubble attack, and this is the one you want to play with the potential to paralyze your opponent. We then also play a 1-1 Octillery line. Octillery's got this Abyssal Hand ability, which allows us to draw until we got 5 cards in hand. Now, most decks play probably a 2-2 Octillery. I really don't feel like that's strong at the moment. I don't know. Just with cards like Lysander, Octillery can get stuck in the active until it's knocked out, and your opponent can stall you out for quite a bit. I know, I just don't like having 2 Octillery in here. I like the 1-1 line. You really don't even need it too many games, but it's nice to have. Then play 1 Miltank with this powerful Friends attack. Personally, I would not play this in an in real life build. I would play Stardust Jirachi. I would probably even play 2 Stardust Jirachi. It's that good of a card in this deck. I don't have any online, so we had to substitute this out, and I tossed up between Miltank and Dedenne, but I feel like this deck should usually beat YZG. I just don't know why it didn't in Sydney. I don't know, maybe it was bad draws. So moving on to our items, we play 4 Dive Ball, because, well, that's a Miltank. 4 Dive Ball, because everything in here, excluding the Miltank, is a water type Pokemon. We then also play the 1 Ultra Ball, just in case we really need the Miltank, but honestly I don't think we'll be needing it too many games. I should actually talk about what Miltank does before I move on. So we're going to be using this for the Powerful Friends attack, which does 10 damage, plus 70 more if we've got a stage 2 Pokemon in play, which we usually will with these Greninjas. So that's what Miltank's there for. Stardust Jirachi is a little bit better. It does 10 damage, but if you just got a special energy, it can't be attacked. So you just kind of use that as a stalling tactic until you get your Greninja set up. So moving on, we also play the 1 energy retrieval in here, just because we are dropping so many energies in this game. You want to be able to get them back. We do play the fisherman, but I'll get on to that in just a bit. 1 escape rope, just because of Octillery being potentially Lysanded up. This Greninja, XY Greninja, has a 1 retreat cost, meaning we can't do those sweet Greninja plays, and the potential to have a Greninja Break active, Giant Water Shuriken, retreat into another one, Giant Water Shuriken, escape rope into another one, and Giant Water Shuriken for 180 damage. That's very unlikely that that will happen, but it's a potential. We then play 1 rare candy. This is a card I really like to have in here, just in case Frogadier in hand. Like if you've got 2 Frogadier in hand, then you could only play 1 and water duplicates to get 2 down. So just having this rare candy to potentially get out this 4th Greninja is great. And also usually when you do use water duplicates, this active Greninja is probably going to, Frogadier is probably going to get knocked out anyway. So it's just nice to have this rare candy as a potential way of getting out the 4th or 3rd Greninja. Then play 1 Sacred Ash just to shuffle back in this Greninja line, because it can tend to get knocked out pretty early on and easily. This deck is so strong in the late game. Early game it's pretty weak, but the long game is when this deck flies. It's so good in the long game. 1 Starling Megaphone, just because tool cards are annoying. You kind of need to play them. Just for things like Night March, if there's a Joltik with a Fighting Fury Belt, you can use Water Shuriken and then a Starling Megaphone to get the knockout on it before you actually attack, which is really nice. 4 Trainer's Mail, I think that's pretty standard in a lot of decks as well. It's becoming one of those cards that I just play in a lot of decks. Oh, that's a Skylar. I really like Trainer's Mail in here. Just being able to seek out the trainers that you need, such as a first turn Wally or something, is really good. So I've already talked about the Ultra Ball. 4 VS Seekers is standard. 2 Ace Trainer. This is really the wacky card of this deck. When I ran across this, I was expecting the 1 Ace Trainer. One of my opponents played 3 Ace Trainers, which I thought was bizarre and crazy. I actually won this matchup, but they played 3 Ace Trainers. So I don't like playing 3 in here just because it's very risky plays. I opt for the 1 Shauna instead. So 2 Ace Trainers though, because like I said, your Frogadier is likely going to be knocked out. You're probably going to drop the first prize card, and then you just Ace Trainer, boom, you're set. They can't really do much with 3 cards unless they draw really lucky. Dropping them your opponent down to 3 is insane. 1 Fisherman. This card's really good in here. Similar to Energy Retrieval, just get back 4 Water Energies and start Giant Water Shuriken again. 1 Lysander, you honestly don't need it too often in this deck. Just with the effect of Giant Water Shuriken, you don't need the Lysander plays on the Shamans, but it's still nice to have it in here. 4 Sycamore, that's pretty standard. 1 Shauna, as I already said. Just another draw support is great. 1 Skylar, just to get out things like maybe the Energy Retrieval, the Rare Candy, the Sacred Ash, Super Rod, whatever you need, you can get with it. I don't actually think I touched on Super Rod and Sacred Ash, but well, Super Rod is similar to Sacred Ash, just to get back this line, but also energies if you're all out of resources. 2 Wally, it's not going to let me scroll down for some reason. I think if I try and do this, will it? Oh, there we go. Yep. So 2 Wally, just to potentially get the first turn Frogadier. If you're going second, if you're going first, it doesn't matter. It's kind of a dead card, but you can also potentially later on in the game go Greninja, Wally for the break, something like that. 1 Rough Seas, honestly don't need more than that. This Greninja Break's got 170 HP. It's very tough to knock this thing out. It's just nice to being able to heal 30, so if you're going up against Toad, they're really not doing much damage to you. I then play 2 Muscle Bands. This is a card which is kind of seen in some decks, not in many others. I have it in here mainly for this Miltank, just to hit for 100. It's also nice to have a Greninja that can also hit for 100, or this Greninja here which can miss slash for 70. And then we play 8 Basic Waters, which I actually think is a bit high in Greninja. I think the deck could probably get away with 7, but we'll see. Maybe that's what I would drop in real life for the extra Jirachi. Just test the deck in real life. There's so many different builds to this. That's what I love about this deck, is that there's so much versatility with this deck. Like, I've seen people play like the 2-2 Greninja split, like 2 breaks. Anything is possible with this deck, and it's so much fun to play. So we're going to jump in and have some games with this one. Alrighty, and here we go. My opponent looks to be playing something really random. I saw Fire, Colors, Grass, and Steel. I'm not too sure. I feel like it's probably some Vespiquen build. We would like to go first. Yes, you really want to go first with this deck, even though you can potentially get the first turn water duplicates with the Wally. It's honestly just not worth it. I think it's better to go first in almost every game with every deck. Some decks thrive on going second, but typically first is what you want to go. So we're going to mulligan once, and we're going to start with Froakie. Our hand isn't too great. Hopefully we can get something going. One card I am missing from my list, which probably should change, is Professor Letter. That's probably another card you could add in here, definitely. Okay, this is really weird. It's a Pinecone. So we're going to... I shouldn't have dropped Rough Seas. That was a dumb move. We'll Trainer's Mail once, hoping to just hit a supporter of some sort. Dive Ball will do. I'm going to Dive Ball for the Remoraid just because I got Artillery in hand. Then I'm probably just going to... no, I'll go for the... I don't know. Do I go for the Trainer's Mail? Oh, this is a poor thing of playing only a 1-1 Artillery line. Sometimes you prize them. How many Frogadier do I have? 1, 2, 3, and the 4th is in hand. So we've got all of our Frogadier in deck. Unfortunately, we've prized our Remoraid. So that's not good. We're going to Trainer's Mail. We're just kind of hoping to hit some form of a supporter here. We'll take the Sycamore. I'm not going to play this turn just because we've got Frogadier in hand. I'm just going to pass. Alrighty, so we're set up for the next turn. We should be pretty good. If we can draw it into an Ultra Ball, that'd be pretty nice as well. I'm not going to stress if I don't. Alrighty, so my opponent's going to give Fire Energy down onto the Pinecone. And a Judge. Okay, so there goes my play for next turn. Hopefully I can draw out of this. Frogadier Water Dive. That'll do. That will do. Unfortunately, I don't have a supporter for next turn. Just a little unfortunate. Actually, if my opponent passes and I top deck Wally, I win. I didn't top deck Wally. If I had top decked Wally, I would have been able to Wally for this Greninja, attach and Misslash for the knockout. But that didn't happen, so I'm just going to attach and water duplicates. Next turn, I got 2 Greninjas in hand, really. 1 in hand, and then the Dive Ball can grab me another one. Fortunately, I don't have much past that. Though, if this Frogadier stays active, my opponent doesn't bench anything else, we're going to be able to put down this Greninja and just win. Still not sure. Okay, so we'll see Houndoom. So this is a Mega Houndoom deck. That's a risky move. They get rid of my water. That would have been nice. See, we get the... What do I do here? Because I can't really VS for Ace Trainer. My opponent needs to take the first prize. I think I'll just Wally. I don't actually think I'll worry about getting the break just yet. I think I'll just get one of these guys down over here, and then Dive Ball and grab another Greninja down, and I wish I didn't attach the Muscle Band to the bench now. I should have attached it to active, and then I could have knocked out this Houndoom right now. Unfortunately, I can't do that, but we are going to have our Greninjas set up. Would have been nice to have got the break and the ability off, but that doesn't matter too much. I'm going to return this one to hand, just because what I can do is use this Greninja's ability next turn, knocking this thing out and taking 2 prize cards before I declare an attack. So that'll be sweet to do. If my opponent doesn't bench anything else, we would potentially win next turn as long as I draw into an energy. We'll have to see what my opponent has. If they discard a Fisherman or anything like that, I've got game. You see the other energy come down. And a Delinquent. Oh, they're dropping me down. Now I'm relying on the top deck. So now I do not have knockout because there goes my water energy. So I'm relying off my top deck. And they're probably going to discard 2 cards from deck. So, jeez, we're running thin here. Skylar and Sacred Ash. That's okay. Those cards would not have won me game next turn. And that is a Froakie. That's not the game. Okay, so now we wait until we hopefully will draw into something. So here comes down the, what is this thing called again? Fortress or something? Fortress, yeah. And that's going to put 10 damage onto every one of my Pokemon, and then we're going to see the Melting Horns discarding 2, and there's the water that we needed. We got the Sycamore, and I think I just play it. We're really just digging for knockout here, and we don't win this turn just yet. We can Water Shuriken, drop this onto active, take 2 prize cards. What we need is the Break and a Water, and my opponent concedes anyway. Alrighty, so let's play another one with this. So I actually didn't have game there. My opponent's hand was just really bad and they didn't want to play it out anymore. So let us continue. First points on the versus ladder as well. That's nice. Not that I really care too much. It's a full art teammates if anybody's interested that you get at the end of it. I don't really grind out this versus ladder. I can't be bothered playing so much PTCGO. Alrighty, so here we go, game number 2, and let's see how we go. Alrighty, we finally got an opponent. See, Water and Psychic, so I'm not too sure what this is. This could be the Greninja Mirror match, if they're playing like Unknown or something silly like that. Otherwise, maybe Toadbats. I don't really know what else that would be. I'm trying to think, but there's not even colorless, so it probably isn't Toadbats. It's probably, I feel like it might be Greninja Mirror match, which sucks. It's the worst match to play just because in the Greninja Mirror match, you just Shadow Stitching for 40 each turn, and then you Rough Seas the damage off. My hand sucks. And then you can't play. Your opponent can't use abilities, so then they can't use their Water Shurikens. You can't use yours, and it's just a trade-off, and it's endless, and it doesn't. It's just the worst. Alrighty, we are going first. We got the Sycamore in hand. I don't really like having to drop this Greninja if it is Toad. If it's Greninja, it doesn't matter. And we see the Remoraid, so this probably is the mirror match. So our only out right now is to hope they don't get a Froakie down next turn. If they whiff on the Froakie, we're pretty good. Oh god, we see 2 Frogadiers. I think I'll take the Super Rod here and just shuffle back in those 2 that I lost. Actually, I'll probably do that next turn. I think I might just pass this turn. Yeah, that seems like the best bet. We'll just pass. Unfortunately, my hand isn't very good. I don't really want to VS Seeker for the Sycamore next turn. I don't want to be having to drop a Frogadier. And the Break. So you see some bats going. What is this? For the Zubat. So this is a bat deck. It's got the artillery. I don't really know what it is though. We see Skylar, which is actually quite good. I think I'm going to play the Skylar. Take a Dive Bowl. And I'll grab a Froakie with this one. So I've got that Frogadier in hand. I can evolve that. Just so it's not a dead card. So Froakie, how many Frogadier do we... Oh, we only have 1 in deck. So we're only going to be using this... it's water duplicates for 1 Frogadier. That hurts a lot. So this time we can water duplicates. Grab the 1 Frogadier. Next time we'll get another one down. Hopefully we can get some breaks. If we get... Break, Greninja... Yeah, I think we can win next turn. If we can get all the cards... Actually, no, I don't think we can. No, I would need, what I would need is Greninja in hand and a Wally. So we see the Golbat coming down, putting 20 onto the active, Octillery coming down, drawing 2. Still really do not know what this deck is. It could really be anything, just with bats and Octillery for the draw. They probably don't have Shamans, but it would be Psychic. Oh, so it's probably Wombats. That's probably what it is. So you see the rare candy there? No, that wouldn't have helped. No, it wouldn't have. Alright, so we're just going to go for the Super Rod here. Shuffle back in these two, and I think I'm probably just going to be sycamoring this hand away, which sucks because I will be losing the break. But it doesn't... No, actually I could... actually, what I'm going to do is Skylar. Is Skylar for a dive ball. And get this one out. And then next turn, if they don't have anything, we win. Because we got the muscle band on, we're definitely going to hit the knockout with Greninja. And then if we break, we've got the water in hand. So yeah, we should be good to win this. If my opponent doesn't bench anything. Yeah, okay. Because what we can do is, right, Moonlight Slash for the knockout. Because it does 80 plus 20. Next turn we can break, Giant Water Shuriken, Fisherman, and then attack. So even if they get out a Crobat, it's still not going to help them. They would need to get another bench Pokemon down this turn. If not, then I'll win. We are going to see the teammates, so they're probably going to have something to fight back with. We'll see what their deck really is now, I suppose. So they're taking 2 cards. I assume it's probably another bench Pokemon. Oh, so it's Gengar. That makes kind of sense. I don't even think that matters, really. Like, I could still potentially win next turn. Well, what I need is XY Greninja and I win. If I can get an XY Greninja down, then I'll win, because I'll break 60 onto the Ghastly, 30 onto that one. So we see the water energy. That's not quite it. Gonna have to Trainer's Mail. If we see Dive Ball, we win. Woohoo! We get it. So we're gonna Dive Ball, take a XY Greninja, evolve one of these bench ones, then we can Water Shuriken this active for 30. Break. I think my opponent's probably going to get C before I even get to do it as well. So go to the break. We can Giant Water Shuriken onto the benched. And my opponent can say, yeah, they weren't going to let me finish that. Well, I'll just play those 2 games for today. Maybe I'll come back and revisit this deck. I do like playing it. The games didn't really take long at all to play. Maybe I'll play one more. We'll go for one more game with this Greninja Break deck. Why not? I just think the games are like 5 minutes each, so maybe we can get a good matchup and can really show you the power of this deck. And hopefully I can hit a Wally. Like, that would be nice. I haven't seen a Wally at all. Maybe I need to up the Wally count to 3, like you would play in Trevenant. So we see Dark. Depending on the Dark deck, we probably have a good matchup. I've never tested this deck against Darkrai Hypno. Well, it's not Darkrai Hypno because they don't play the Psychic, so I'm assuming it's some kind of Evil Toll. Maybe a Zoroark deck. That would probably give us a bit of strife. Maybe. Zoroark would be one-shotting us before we can get anything set up, and our hand is not very good. Alright, yeah, hand's very bad. I think I might need to swap out this Shauna Ace Trainer account. Maybe I should go 2 Shauna, 1 Ace Trainer. This is some kind of weird Inkay deck. We see the Sycamore. I really want to get a Dive Ball here. Actually, Wally will actually, no, Wally will not do. Well, no. We're going to take the Shauna and we're literally just going to shuffle back in because there's nothing I can really do here. If I had the water energy, I would have been fine, but I didn't. So we get that. What does this do? So choose a random card. As long as I don't get rid of Wally. If Wally stays in hand next turn, we will be pretty good. Because then we can get the Frogadier and get 3 Frogadier down. Then we get the VS Seeker for the Shauna. That's if they go for the rip-off. They might go for the Side Beam. So this is, yeah, this is some kind of weird straight dark deck. We got the Zorua there. Sableye, which can copy one of my supporters, yep. Put 3 damage counters onto Yuri. So they're going to shuffle back in the one card. I'm glad they did shuffle back in. That's a card I didn't really want. So we're going to go for the Wally here. Take the Frogadier. And just bubble. Maybe I should have gone for the Versic for the Shauna, but I just wanted to guarantee that I was getting Frogadier out. Even at this point now, we can just kind of wait it out until Frogadier does get knocked out. It doesn't matter too much if they do shuffle back in my VS Seeker. I mean, ideally, I'd love to have it back. I'd love to have VS Seeker in my hand going into my next turn, but it won't hurt me too much. If Zoroark comes up and knocks me out, that's not a problem. They are attaching to the Sableye, so it probably won't be. You see the rip-off, and they do shuffle back in VS Seeker. That sucks, but it's not too bad. I can just pass. We'll just wait it out until I draw into something. My opponent does not seem to have much of anything either. So, you know, we can wait. I think looking at the board, we're in a much better position. So they're going to retreat. And they're probably going to use Bewitching Eyes to copy maybe Shauna or potentially Wally and get the Zoroark. Yeah, so here we go. What one are they using? Oh, they are using the Wally to get out that Zoroark. That's crazy. So you see the water energy. That's no help to us. Well, what I'm going to do is retreat into Froakie, attach, and here's the big plays. I don't care if Froakie gets knocked out too much. The bubble. Alrighty, you're paralyzed, my friend. So now my opponent... Oh, they can stand in. That was a dumb play. I completely forgot about Zoroark's ability. So this is that one there, okay. So we are going to see the stand-in and the Mind Jack for the knockout. And I've got Ace Trainer in hand, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool with sacrificing a Froakie. As long as I kept my 4 Frogadier, it's all good. We'll put this one up. Alrighty, so I'm actually not too disappointed right now. We see another Froakie. I don't want to play that. I want to keep my bench as nil. I should have Super Rod actually, because I got 2 waters in the discard. It doesn't... Oh, actually... We hit for 80. It does matter. Damn. Alright, so what we're going to do is shuffle back in these 3. I'm going to Dive Bowl. Man, I'm really in a bad position right now. Well, Zoroark can't one-shot me, so what I'm going to do is just grab this one. It's for 30, 60, 90, 100. So they would need a Muscle Band and Reverse Valley off the 3 cards. So it's not likely that they're going to have it all. The question is, do I Moonlight Slash or just Shadow Stitching and then next turn break for the knockout? I think that might be the play, is just... Oh, then what if they break? No, I'm going to have to Shadow Stitching just in case they use their break. So even if they do next turn, I'll still be hitting for 60, so I'll be able to get the knockout. Well, unless they break, foul play, Shadow Stitching. That would be the play. We'll see what my opponent does. We'll probably just see the Mind Jack, honestly. Or even, no, they can't retreat. I would actually love to draw into XY Greninja as well. So then I can just hit for 30 instead of having to use my Water Shuriken, Giant Water Shuriken. I can save that for maybe this Darkrai EX, which probably won't be a problem. We'll see what my opponent does, however. They've got 2 cards in hand. They're not rushing to play either of them, so there's probably not a supporter. Yeah, I just can't... Oh, they are actually going to retreat and go into the Sableye. So they're not even doing damage to me. Oh, Max Potion. God damn it. Who plays Max Potion? Come on, man. Wow. So they're probably going to use Shauna. Okay. I need to draw Water Energy. That's a rough seas. That's not a water energy. Man, I'm just going to take the knockout. We'll break, because why not? That really sucks. If I got a water energy, I could have got the knockout on the Zoroark. We'll just Moonlight Slash, taking a prize, because we kind of need a prize card at this point. So I do think that was probably the right play for my opponent, knowing that they had the Max Potion in hand. Just kind of gave him another chance to use this Zoroark. Though I now have 170 HP, they've got no Dark Energy on board, so this Darkrai is pretty useless. If I can get something good off my Trainer's Mail. Although they do have Teammates, so they could have something. Unfortunately, I don't have any other Greninjas down, so I'm not going to be able to get the Greninja Break plays and take the massive couple of prize card turn. If I can draw into... No. I need to top deck a XY Greninja and a break, and no, it's impossible. I was trying to think of ways I could get the knockout next turn, but it's not possible looking at my hand. I would need to have a Greninja down, a Wally into the break, and then have multiple energies, which I just don't have. I've got one energy to work with. So we'll see what we get off the Trainer's Mail, because that will probably determine what I do with my one energy. If I can get a supporter, I'll go for the Giant Water Shuriken. Well, actually, no, it's probably just attached to active. What does this do again? Switch. They could, yeah, they're gonna hit with 30. What does it do? Put a card from your discard pile into your hand. Okay. So does it show us what they take? Are we going to take the Teammates? Okay. That is fine. So they're expecting this to get knocked out. We get a break. Oh god, now I really don't want to see a Sycamore. I would love to see Shauna. Do I go for knockout? Or do I set up another? I'm going to set up another Greninja. I think that's probably the best thing I could do. Is Dive Ball for... We'll take XY Greninja, actually. Hope this doesn't backfire, not taking a prize card this turn. I'm actually going to Lysander up the Darkrai EX just to get a bit of damage onto this one. And I'm going to Shadow Stitching. So then they can't use some Zoroark plays. This does mean I'm leaving this energy onto this Greninja, so I'm going to need to draw out of it. If not, I can just Moonlight Slash for 80, and then... I don't know, I think I'm not in a bad position as of yet. Well, now I am. That really hurt. Now I need to draw into a way of getting some energies. You see the Dark Pulse for 90 damage, so yeah, I need to have a game plan this turn. That doesn't really help me. But I will guess I will take what I can get. Now my question is, what do I do? Do I just leave this one up in the active to get knocked out? I think I want to keep this one on board if possible, so we're going to retreat into this one. I don't think this guy can get knocked out. They would need some sick Max Elixir plays. This one can only use Mist Slash though, so I actually didn't think that through. I thought this one was also this one. That was a bad decision. I probably should have just used Shadow Stitching there. Moonlight Slash. And I should have used Moonlight Slash last turn. I would be in a much better position than I am right now. I would only be needing a Giant Water Shuriken and an attack for the knockout. So we're going to see the Dark Pulse for 110. So right now I need to draw out of this. We get Trainer's Mail. Come on. Give me something. Sycamore. There we go. So potentially a good turn right now. We'll have to see what the draw gods want to give us. And they give us some trash. Just trying to figure out what to do here. And I think it's sacrifice Miltank. That's probably my best bet. We can retreat for 1. I couldn't have hit for the knockout here, so we're just going to hit for 80. Well, actually, no. Why only 10? Does this not count as a stage 2? Oh, no, yeah, that makes sense. Well, that was a bad play on my part. For some reason I thought breaks would retain the stage 2 thing, but that's not right because these are new Pokemon, so I'm just a bad player apparently. So we're going to go into this one. This one's got the free retreat. It honestly doesn't matter. I was going to say I can VSC for the Ace Trainer, but now I don't even need to. Do I want an Artillery? I think I just want to Ace Trainer this right now. And, oh man, just give me something. So we can go Frogadier, Megaphone. I'm going to be forced to bench a Froakie just so I can Abyssal Hand. I just need to hit some energies or anything for that matter that can... I've got 2 energies in this guy, so I've got 6 in deck and 20 cards left. So, oh man. You whiff hard. So we are literally just sacrificing these Froakies until we get something. So next time I'm just going to VSC for Sycamore. Maybe I should have just Sycamore last turn to just guarantee myself the energies. Like, this thing is so close to a knockout. Like, all I need to do is use this thing twice. Like, Water Shuriken, Giant Water Shuriken, boom, that's a knockout. 2 prize cards there. Got another Giant Water Shuriken here, potentially another break. So I definitely have the tools to get the knockout. It's just a matter of... Like, next turn I could potentially take, like, what? I could take my 5 prize card. No, I don't think I could take 5. That's a bit of an exaggeration. I could... No, I can't take 5. I was trying to calculate it. If I could take 5 prize cards. I can't. I can take 4 prize cards next turn. Oh, we're going to see Lysander. That hurts. Actually, no, that's fine. If they had got out this one, then I probably would have been a bit worried. I'm actually okay with them knocking that one out. I think I still got the rare candy left in deck. Maybe. I think I Ace-trained it back in. Yeah, so rare candy's still in deck. We got a Froakie. No, that's just going to help Zoroark's attack. So we're going to VS now. For Sycamore, we're just going to get rid of these cards. And hopefully, 17 cards left in deck. We should hit some energies. Maybe the Sacred Ash or something. It's not what I wanted. But I can work with it. The question is, what do I... I'm going to Ultra Ball here. 10 cards left in deck. We'll grab our last Greninja. So do I risk... well, this guarantees me the knockout. So I'm just going to go with this. But I would love to get some other stuff going. Love to see 2 more water energies right now. 1, 2, boom, perfect. Finally something's going my way. So we can Water Shuriken. Onto this one. Now we should put this one in the active. Actually, if I put that one in active. No, okay. Alrighty, so I kind of have misplayed this game quite a lot. I'm going to be hit. I shouldn't have even done that there. That was a... I continue my misplays. I could have taken more prize cards this turn. So we're just Giant Water Shuriken. Putting the damage onto... Malamar. Alright, so there is a play behind this. Because this only goes 30 HP left. So I think I'm all good. Can I now Shadow Stitching? I can't. I have to use Moonlight Slash. So I misplayed there pretty badly. I shouldn't have put the 30 there. I'm already hitting for the knockout, so that's my bad. I could have knocked out Malamar and then potentially taken 3 prize cards next turn, but I can still do that. That's 2 cards I wanted to see there. Yeah, I think I can get the... Have I used my escape rope? Nope. Alright. So I'm actually looking at the board right now. 30, 60, 90, 120, 130. That's not a knockout. I think I can win. Oh, okay, so Delinquent kind of... Alright, so what do I need? I think I don't need these 2. And possibly the Fisherman just because I can be a sick for it. Delinquent does hurt, but I don't think it matters too much. So we are going to see the Mind Jack here. Alrighty. There's the rare candy. I think that's a little too late for that. So Trainer's Mail, do I have all this? Okay, so my escape rope must be prized. I'm not going to take any of that stuff. I just want to keep it all in deck. So what are we going to do? We are going to Water Shuriken and take a knockout. I actually don't think I can knock this thing out while it's sitting on the bench. That is one of the cards I needed. So I'm going to VS Seeker for Fisherman. I actually think I win. Yeah, I do. Cool. They shouldn't have benched Zorua. I do win this turn. I can Fisherman, getting back the 4. I can Giant Water Shuriken onto this bench Zorua, taking my other prize card. Please let me finish this. There's another water as well. Ah, oh, come on. No one lets me finish the games. All that was there was just an attach and Moonlight slash for game. They wouldn't let me finish it. Come on, man. Alrighty, that was Greninja Break. That was kind of a long video. The first 2 games were pretty quick. That one dragged on for quite a bit, and I misplayed to hell. Yeah, that was an 18-minute long game. Thank you guys for sticking around to the end. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the PokeAustralia YouTube channel, like us on Facebook, and I'll see you hopefully tomorrow for the next video. Thanks, bye.